What's happening, my friends? It's Cast Sports again, back for another afternoon with the family. Now, as usual, before I get started, let me give a shout out to the JBT community. It's just boxing talk. We're a group of people who just love to talk boxing. And we're always looking for others to join us. And you don't have to have a podcast. The only requirement is you just have to love to talk boxing. That's all. Miss Cass, hashtag JBT. Mike Mazik. Salute, Mike. Salute to everyone. And welcome to another episode of Cast Sports, the Box Storian. Today, boxing in the States, Kansas. And you know what time it is. If it's Monday through Friday, 2 p.m., it's the Box Storian, bringing you all of that boxing history. Boxing is the greatest sport of them all. That's why we love it. Can't get enough of it. Melanin Queen 27 in the building. Salute, Melanin Queen 27. How are you today? Hope your day is rolling along fine. Always good to see you in here. You know, Melanin Queen 27 is going to keep you informed of everything going on in this great organization we call the JBT. You are definitely 100% better to have Melanin Queen 27 a part of it. And Mike Mazik. Mike Mazik is a big-time Cast Sports supporter. Been with me from day one, day uno, from the beginning. Appreciate you 100%, Mike Mazik, and gave us some fire profiles. But the Boxing in the States series continues today with Kansas, Jess Willett, the Potawatomi Giant, that's what they call him. He's from Kansas. And great attitude. Straight out of New Jersey. What's up, RP? How you doing today, bro? We're going to be talking about Kansas today. Remember Victor Ortiz? The one that, remember he headbutted Floyd and then going to try to shake his hand in the middle of the fight and Floyd clocked him and ended the fight? Yeah. He's from Kansas. Mm-hmm. And when we get to the segment boxers from Kansas, we're going to cover those two. Yep. And these Boxing in the State shows are pretty interesting. I'm learning too. I hope everybody's learning a few things when we go through these states. Are we halfway yet? Let's see. Kansas, I don't know. We to the K's. But I know we're gonna go on up into 2025 with this series. And then after this, we're gonna do boxing in the world. We're gonna look at boxing in every country after we can finish with the boxing in the States. So that will be coming up in 2025. Boxing in the world. Okay, we're gonna get into Kansas today. Had a pretty good little boxing history, nice amateur history. Kansas was really the first state that integrated the Golden Gloves competitions. Because way back in the 30s, 40s, when Golden Gloves was still a segregated sport, Kansas was integrated, as far as the Golden Gloves went. So yeah, we're gonna cover all that. Had this gang that was fixing fights back in the day. Mm-hmm. But they got them. A couple people went to prison. But this weekend, man, wow. We got 5 cards. We just away from the start. 3 tomorrow. Jaime Munguia. Tomorrow, the big one of the weekend is AJ and Daniel Dubois or Dubois. I always say Du Bois, so I don't say Daniel D. Y'all knew what I'm talking about. That's the big one of the weekend from London. Who y'all got in that one? I got AJ. AJ been looking pretty good lately, man. His last few fights. Yeah, he sure has. And I got him. Oh, man. It'll probably be a decision, I guess, over Daniel. But it's going to be a good fight. And then we got another card Saturday, too. 5 overall, remember, for the weekend. So we're going to be busy as boxing fans this week. That's a good thing. I think Pro Box was last week. Just think if it was a Pro Box week, that would be 6 of them. But we all pulled right back up on another weekend. Everybody ready for it? Got anything big or exciting planned for the weekend? Just have a safe one, you know. But on Monday I said weekend will be here in a couple of hours now, in a couple of minutes. It'll be the weekend. Yeah. We'll probably fix up. Well, we're gonna have to fix up 2 fight meals. We got 3 tomorrow and 2 Saturday. Yeah. I got confidence that Miss Cass will hook up something nice for us. But this is Cass Sports, the Box Story, part of that Fire JBT network. That's a group of people who loves to talk boxing. That's all. Yeah. Now we got RP in here, the great Melanin Queen 27, and Mike Mazin, one of my day oneers. Yeah, Mike been with me from the beginning, man. When Cass Sports first started doing lives on the air, there was Mike Mazin in there. Yeah, he's still in there, hanging in there with me. We shared it 1,000%. Still ain't got Mike says he got Triple D in that, but okay. Oh, Mike got Daniel. Damn, okay. I got AJ, Mike, but yeah. You think Daniel's gonna stop him, Mike, or outpoint him? Yeah, they said. I think Jay said it's like so far like 92,000 tickets been sold or something like that. Wow, that's almost 100 G's. They in the stadium. They got Wembley Arena and Wembley Stadium. This one is in the stadium, Wembley Stadium. Almost 100,000 people going to be in the house for that one. Those English fans are serious about their boxing, man, and they support their fighters. Yeah, and that's why a lot of those guys from the UK, when they get those titles, if you want to get it up off of them, you got to go to the UK because they know about that home cooking over there. Yeah, they believe in the home cooking. Just like the guy that just beat the little short guy. I'm bad with names. He was in the last Riyadh season. Beat Raymond Ford, the little short guy from the UK. His next fight, his first title defense, guess where it's going to be at? In the UK. Yeah, those UK fighters get those belts. If you want it, you got to go over there and get it. Yeah. But those fans appreciate good boxing, though, man. You go over there and do your thing and perform, they're going to cheer for you. They are very knowledgeable and they appreciate boxing over there in the UK. I ain't gonna say they're better fans enough, but they support their fighters a little more, and they just support the sport over there. But yeah, we always wait until 2:30. Anybody seen Lonnie Lee yet? Man, T. Hill said to check to see if I had him blocked, but Mike says one of them is getting parked. Mike ain't got it going the distance. Okay, yeah. The good thing about it, though, we are right up on it. We got to wake up to see the 3 cards tomorrow and a day and a wake up for Saturday. And that card, Jaime Munguia card, that's the top. Is that the top right? I'm not sure, but it's a pretty good card. I think. Is that the one that Emiliano Vargas is on, and the good Raymond Torres, the good young heavyweight. One of those cards it's the best card of the weekend. That might be the one. Jaime is with Oscar though, so yeah, that's not the one. I'm just talking. It's a top ranked card this weekend too. Very good card because top rank you always see a lot of good young fighters. Because the old Bob father knows how to get them, but then he don't develop them too good after he gets them over there, And they all always end up, when they get famous, leaving him. Like Bud did, Shakur just did it. Shakur's a petty now. Shakur had that injury. I'll be out till February. But those hands are funny, man, And like once you start having problems with your hands in boxing, you always have problems with them. Remember Floyd? Yeah. Because you're using them so much. It's boxing, and it seems like once those hand problems start, man, it never goes away. But Shakur can fight through it. Floyd fought through it. So yeah, he said February. I hope you don't come back too soon. But I think we're gonna still get Shakur in tank because we wasn't getting it until like summertime 2025 anyway. So that injury might not have thrown it off any. Hopefully we get Tank in November, and then Shakur will get back in there early 2025, and then maybe their next fight will be against each other. Each get one more in, or maybe two more in. But by the end of 2025, we'll have them in there. Those are two of my favorite fighters, Shakur and Tank. Well, I got to lean Tank. He's a fellow Baltimorean. Yeah. Grew up over there in Sandtown area of Baltimore City. The face of boxing, Gervonta Tank Davis. And we're going to do him on the matchup with the Legends series eventually, too. It's going to be Tank against the Legends. But like I said yesterday, I don't know if that's a good one because I'm going to try not to be biased toward Tank, but that might be the first one where somebody go undefeated. But I'm going to do my best not to be biased and look at it good. Tank and Roberto Duran at lightweight. I think Roberto probably would get sparked because Roberto going to be right there in Tank's face, and Tank going to catch him with something. Roberto, no backup in it. Roberto wants to fight, and that's not good against Tank trying to press him and be all up on it. You're going to get caught by something. But that would be a good one. We're going to have that coming up in the next few weeks. Of course, next week, the matchup with the Legends series is Muhammad Ali. We're going to do that one. But we got one more day left in this big week of boxing history, and we're going to close it out with the profile as usual. And it's going to be SOG, the life and career of Andre Ward. Son of God, SOG. Okay. Right now, we got this big raffle coming up. We're inside a month now. We are officially over 50 people in it. Well, not 50 people, but 50 interests, because some people got more than one choice. So we got 50 in it. And let's let the JBT spokesperson, Big Dre himself, tell you about it. And Melanin Queen 27 going to keep you abreast of it too. Going on during the chat. Everything going on in this JBT. How Melanin Queen 27 does. The best moderator ever in the history of moderators. Okay. Melanin Queen 27 is incredible. But let's listen to Big Dre. Let me be quiet. You know how many technology is. I can't walk and chew on, especially when it comes to technology.
It's time for another raffle brought to you by the JBT. Our first item is a new 10th generation iPad with a liquid retina display which shows off beautiful color and has plenty of power for all your handheld computing needs. Great for work, play, or just movies on the go. How much is it to enter, you ask? Just $10. Or you can catch the deal with 3 entries for just $25. It's easy to enter. Just cash app your entries to $JBT Network 1. That's $JBT Network 1. Our second item is a set of Kenichi Bear Bluetooth noise canceling headphones. Great for gaming, movies, or travel. As the second prize in this great raffle. Our third item is a Ninja brand air fryer. Great for all your air frying needs. Cooking healthy with the JBT. So send your entries via Cash App to JBT Network 1. That's JBT Network 1. $10 each or 3 for $25. Put raffle on the comment line and you are entered.
You're in there. Okay. Yeah. The raffle is we're inside of a month now, October 12th. And like I was telling you yesterday, with all the JBT content creators are going to do a joint show on October 12th, the day of the Dimitri Bivol Archer with Beterbiev light heavyweight showdown, and the drawing is going to be done during that show. Yeah, and we're not doing it the old-fashioned way, put all the names in a hat and pull them out. No, they got some kind of technological way they're going to do it. I don't know nothing about it. I'm going to be there watching. But I'm glad I ain't got to write all those names down and cut them up and put them in the hat and everything new. Because I've been writing them down one by one. So I'll just ship them on to whoever's going to set up that big thing, however they're going to do it. But I'll be there that day when we have the show. And somebody's going to win those 3 prizes. One person can win all 3 of them. So get your block of 25. That's how I would go. If I could get in it, I would get the 3 for 25, Maybe old Cash Sports would win all 3 of them. The Apple 10th generation iPad, the Kaniki Bear headphones, and the Ninja Air Flyer. But it's not going to be Cash Sports, but it can be somebody. But guess what? If you don't get in it, it won't be you, because you got to play to win, right? You got to play to win. But boxing in the States, Kansas today, okay, home of Jeff Willett, Victor Ortiz, and a few others. Wasn't a whole lot of people that came out of Kansas as far as boxing, but they got a little history in it. A good amateur history. Some decent professional fighters came out of there too. And we're going to talk about it in like 5 minutes. Oh, I'll give it a say Mike Rim. That's Mike again. Mike Mazet. RP. And Melanin Queen. And of course, Miss Cass in here. But people are coming. We'll give it a couple more minutes before they start missing out on the program today. But yeah, let me talk about that fire JBT lineup before we get started. Monday through Friday, okay? 6:30 a.m., BBO Boxing TV, featuring Crush, the Legend, okay? 8 o'clock a.m., D Hardcore is in the hanging out. We all hang out in there in the mornings. And then 2 p.m., it's Cash Sports, the Boxtorian, bringing you all that boxing history. Right after Cash Sports, take you straight into Just Do Boxing, the voice of these YouTube streets. Bringing you that unbiased, balanced boxing talk. Everything going on today in boxing. 8 o'clock p.m., BVO Boxing TV with D Free and a few other guys over there with bringing you some more fire boxing talk. Then at 9 p.m., it's the Mighty Rise podcast, closing the day down for us. Might see both of the Face of Boxing's coaches in there, Calvin Ford and Kenny Ellis, okay? Not being interviewed, chopping it up with the people in the chat as hosts of the show. Boxing matchups with D Free, hashtag TWTDC. TWT, that's the winning team. Another fire organization. Another fire boxing organization of men and women, knowledgeable boxing people. Salute D Free from the winning team. Okay, D Free will be over there with BBO tonight at 8 p.m. And then on Wednesdays, we add Let's Talk Fashion. That's our fashion show. 10 a.m. on Wednesdays. Got that fire segment. Is it fashion or is it clash? Put it in the chat, okay? And then on Fridays, we got the Casuals with Remo and Aunt McQueen. And 8 p.m. Fridays, Jay Hardcore comes on at 8 p.m. with the Friday night hangout. And you have to buckle your seatbelts for that, man, because you don't know what might happen. And they got not BVO. BN Boxing News tried to rob it one time, man. Came in there with a mask on. And then that other guy came in there one time. Man. I ain't gonna talk about that. But BYOW, bring your own whatever to the Friday night hangout and just buckle your seatbelt. And then 9 p.m., your Rise podcast like the rest of the week. But on Fridays, we add the Angry White Men podcast. G1 and William Old School Durant, right? And they both always angry about something. Yeah, both of them. William Old School Durant just invent something to be angry about. But that's Fridays in the JBT. But today on Cast Sports, it's boxing in the States, Kansas. Let's get ready to get off into it. Okay? Like I said, Jess Willard, probably one of the biggest names to come out of Kansas as a boxer. Boxed back between 1900 and 1920. He beat the great Jack Johnson down there in Cuba. Now, a lot of people say Jack Johnson threw the fight, but Jack Johnson denied it, and also Victor Ortiz, he's famous for, remember, he headbutted Floyd, then tried to shake his hand and got knocked out. The referee didn't say stop. Victor gonna stop and try to shake his hand and apologize. And Floyd did what he was supposed to do. He blocked it and ended the fight. Yeah, protect yourself at all times. Apologize after the bell. Okay, you shouldn't have did it. It was an obvious and blatant headbutt. So, why are you gonna say you're sorry for it? But if you were sorry, do it after the bell. Okay. But how is everybody today? Thursday afternoon. Pulled right up on another weekend. And now we pulled right up on 2:30. Let's get this thing off the ground here. Appreciate everybody rocking with me today. 1000%. Hit the like button. Subscribe. We're pulling up on 1,000 subscribers soon. I think they're gonna put my $sign back next month. But November, I think it was some short I played got me demonetized. I had just been monetized for like 3 weeks. I paid, it was gone. I'm like, what? I had to go cry in the car, and it took my $sign. But it'll be back in November. But if you want to support the grind, $sign CAS, all capital letters, 2878. Okay. Appreciate it. Bruce Gas, Boxing Jazz, and more in the building. What's up, Bruce Gas? Salute, bro. Always good to see Bruce Gas. Very knowledgeable boxing person there, man, Bruce Gas. And a fire channel, too. Bruce Gas, Boxing Jazz, and more. Salute. Okay, let's go with today's show. Boxing in the States, Kansas. We're just going to look at a little boxing history in Kansas and some other significant events that occurred in the state. And then we're going to end it up with some boxers from Kansas. Okay, only got about 7 of them today. But let's do it. Okay. Okay, boxing in the States, Kansas. Now, professional, Kansas City. Yes, I'm in the wrong place. Here we go. Boxing in Kansas has a rich history, including professional boxers, the Kansas City Golden Gloves, and a confidence game that used fixed fights. Okay? Now, as far as professional boxing, Kansas City has produced many notable professional boxers, including Tommy Campbell and Tony Chiaverini. Now, Tommy Campbell was a Kansas City native who won 50 professional fights in the 1940s and 1950s. Now, Campbell was forced to lose a fight to boxing champion Art Aragon in 1950, and later he refused to throw another fight. And then he retired from boxing in 1951, but later testified against the mob who forced him to throw that fight in 1950. Okay? He testified in 1950 against the group that had him throw that fight, right? Now, Tony Chiaverini, he was the boxer who reached the top tiers of the sport in the 1970s and 1980s, okay? And yeah, Kansas City Golden Gloves was It's a very good organization. We're going to touch on that a lot today. The Kansas City Golden Gloves. This organization has been staging tournaments since 1936 and is considered Kansas City's oldest sporting organization, right? Now, the Golden Gloves has helped develop amateur athletes and arguably advance civil rights in the 1930s and 1940s. In 2017, the Kansas City Golden Gloves won the National Golden Gloves Team Championship. Yep. And the confidence gang. In the early 1900s, a confidence gang in Kansas City used fixed boxing matches and other athletic contests to swindle people out of money. This gang's elaborate cons inspired the 1973 gambling film The Sting. And we're going to touch on that too, that confidence gang, later during the show. Okay? Yeah. Okay, excuse me for a minute. One second. Yeah, that's cool. I dropped the sounds down a notch. How was everybody today? Y'all ready for those 5 cards we got coming up this weekend? 3 tomorrow, 2 Saturday. The big one being AJ versus Triple D. I got AJ by decision, but Mike Magic got Triple D stopping him. Mike says it ain't going the distance. Okay. Which is very well, it might not. I think it's gonna be a good fight though. Gonna be almost 100,000 people over there in Wembley Stadium watching watching that one. Not tuned in the building. Okay. Oh yeah, there we go. Now, it's hard to imagine, but Muhammad Ali once came to Kansas City and nobody expected him to talk, right? In 2000, he appeared at a Boys and Girls Club fundraiser at Bartle Hall. And he was visibly suffering from symptoms of the Parkinson's disease doctors had diagnosed in 1984. Now, Ali's wife, Lonnie, addressed the crowd, okay? Now, Ali was sitting quietly to her side, but then he stood up, walked over, and began to speak, taking questions from the approximately 1,000 people present, including many children. What's the most important thing you learned as a boxer? Ali answered, don't get hit. Who was your favorite boxer you fought against? Ali's answer, Smoking Joe Frazier. Were you ever afraid before a fight? Ali stared in mock disbelief. Do you know me? He asked. Ali's face, his admirers often said, may have been the most famous on the planet. Everyone knew him. From the time he won his first National Golden Gloves Championship in 1959, earned the gold medal at the Rome Olympic Games in 1960, and became heavyweight champion in 1964. Ali transfixed millions with his boxing, his braggadocio, and ultimately his bravery in speaking out on the social issues of his time. Okay? Now, in Kansas City, the local Golden Gloves organization, beginning in 1936, helped build the same kind of amateur athletic infrastructure that produced the young Ali in Louisville, Kentucky. The Kansas City Golden Gloves has staged tournaments for 86 consecutive years, most recently in July. Now today, it considers itself the community's oldest sporting organization, with generations of amateur athletes developing individual discipline while also arguably helping to advance civil rights during the 1930s and 1940s. Okay. In those years, the Golden Gloves tournaments held in Municipal Auditorium in Kansas City routinely showcase integrated competition. Decades before integrated teams could be seen competing in Kansas City's Municipal Stadium, home of Major League Baseball, beginning in 1955. Meanwhile, Kansas City can also claim a rich legacy in professional boxing. Local fighters, Tommy Campbell in the 1950s and Tony Chiaverini in the 1970s and 1980s, reached the top tiers of the sport. And yet, boxing's less admirable qualities also have been visible in Kansas. Okay? During the early 1900s, a confidence game, they used fixed boxing matches and other larger athletic contests to swindle an estimated $5 million out of their dupes, operated for years out of several Midwestern states. Okay? Now, Kansas City was among them. Their elaborate cons helped inspire The Sting, which was a 1973 gambling film that explored how marks were separated from their money. Now, Campbell, during the 1956 California boxing investigation, admitted to taking a dive in 3 fights on orders from a Los Angeles boxing promoter. It was an example of the corruption that especially tainted professional boxing in the 1950s and 1960s, prompting New York sports writer Jimmy Cannon, famous for his prize fight coverage, to describe pro boxing as the red light district of sports. Now, the death of local boxer Randy Carver, days after a 1999 fight in a North Kansas City casino, shocked his many admirers. The 2013 death of Tommy Morrison at age 44 ended a career that included a heavyweight title won by defeating George Foreman in 1993. Morrison, an Oklahoma boxer who relocated to Kansas City to be managed by longtime area boxing trainer John Brown, denied he had contracted the HIV virus that causes acquired immune deficiency syndrome. Okay? The professional boxing scene in Kansas City still misses him, Brown said recently. You need a local hero, Brown said. That's what Tommy was. Okay? Yeah, Tommy Morrison. BN Boxing News in the building. What's up, BN Boxing News? Boxing in the States today. Kansas. We're making our way through the alphabet. We're going to finish it off in 2025. Then we're going to do boxing in the world. Look at boxing in all the different countries around the world. Some of the top fighters from those countries. Now, the sport was, Theodore Roosevelt wrote in 1910, a vigorous, manly pastime with a distinct moral and physical value that encourages such essential virtues as courage, hardihood, endurance, and self-control. Roosevelt also remembered how, when he had served as president of the New York Police Commissioners in the 1890s, organized boxing clubs, had given the vigorous young fellows who otherwise would join gangs a legitimate outlet for their activities. Okay? In Kansas City, boxing seemed a path to responsible adulthood, at least among the donors determined to assist the city's young men, many of whom slept in downtown alleys and stairways. Those who helped build the Kansas City Newsboys Club apparently agreed with Roosevelt, outfitting the downtown building with a gymnasium which hosted boxing tournaments, covered by the Kansas City Star. Jackson County juvenile court officials, meanwhile, opened the McCune Home for Boys which was a 100-acre farm northeast of Independence, Missouri, where neglected and delinquent boys followed a supervised schedule of both work and play. It is a place where criminal tendencies are checked before they overcome all the better tendencies in the boys, the Star wrote in 1917. Now, while the residents learned trades such as carpentry and masonry, they also participated in organized athletics, including boxing. Including boxing. Now, the Kansas City Star reported, Tommy and Joe do not fight on some street corner with brick bats and angry faces, but they put on the glove. It said, Tommy, we knocked Joe out, but it is all in fun. So he was taking these young kids off the street, helping them out with different types of sports, including boxing. And entered the Kansas City Golden Gloves in 1936. Right? Now, a Chicago sports writer had founded a national tournament in the 1920s, believing that organized amateur boxing could be uniquely beneficial to young men. Kansas City Star sports editor Ernie Mell shared the sentiment and convinced the newspaper to sponsor local tournaments and also help broadcast the fights over WDAF-AM, the Star's radio station. Now, hearing championship prize fights described over the radio proved a popular distraction during the Great Depression. By the 1940s, boxing, both amateur and professional, was thoroughly mainstream. Harry Truman, no huge fan of spectator sport, made an exception for boxing. As vice president in 1945, he filled a ringside seat to watch Rocky Graziano fight in Madison Square Garden in 1951. As president of the United States, he welcomed heavyweight champion Jersey Joe Walcott to the Oval Office. Let me take a drink real quick. Throat kind of dry. Yeah, Harry Truman, when he was president, he had Jersey Joe Walcott as a guest of his at the White House. Joe Louis was champion at that time, but Jersey Joe was an up-and-coming contender. 1945, yep. And by then, 1945, television was bringing boxing to millions in their homes. In 1950, Americans bought 5 million TV sets. 20% of American homes included one. 10 years later, nearly 90% of homes contained a TV, which many owners used to watch boxing on Friday nights. One television network dropped its longtime Friday night boxing show in 1960 after continuing allegations of shady practices in the ring. And in Kansas City, that kind of thing went way back. In the early 20th century, a confidence game led by Southwest Missouri swindler John C. Mabry had perfected a way of duping victims in elaborate cons involving foot races, wrestling matches, and boxing. The gang would identify a possible dupe, often a prominent community leader who considered himself a sportsman. A steerer then would introduce himself, flatter the dupe for his athletics acumen, and then invite him to take part in a scheme that involved a sure thing, an often private athletic event whose outcome had been predetermined and which would yield a handsome return for investors. Now, the victim would produce the money and the event would be staged. The action routinely involved an alleged athlete, sometimes in the middle of a boxing match, whose subsequent dive in the ring would be made all the more convincing by the bursting of a small bladder of blood that he had in his mouth. They do that in wrestling, already had like a little container of blood on them and then busted. So they was using that in the scheme. Now, mock panic then would ensue, and the victim would be hustled away with frantic warnings that authorities, no doubt, were on their way. The scheme proved successful, bringing in an estimated $5 million, in part because victims often were too embarrassed to come forward and testify in court, fearing the loss of stature in their hometowns. Right. They was too embarrassed to come forward and admit what had happened to them. But eventually, some did, including a northern Missouri banker who testified in a 1910 federal trial as to how he had lost $30,000 after being persuaded to invest during an almost theatrical presentation featuring other alleged investors, all staged in a Kansas City hotel room. Now, Mabry was found guilty of mail fraud. He soon reported to Leavenworth Federal Penitentiary, because that guy testified against him. Upon his release, just over a year later, Mabry found work running a Kansas City hotel, but police chief W.E. Griffin soon told him to leave town by a certain date. The police chief told Mabry, if you are in Kansas City after then, you will be arrested. Now, some 60 years later, The Sting, the film inspired in part by the Mabry case, depicted an equally complicated scheme that ended with a small red trail from actor Robert Redford, from Robert Redford's mouth. In the same year that Mabry reported to Leavenworth prison, former President Roosevelt called for professional boxing to be banned. The betting and gambling upon the result are thoroughly unhealthy, Roosevelt wrote, adding that he hoped that a recent championship fight between retired champion Jim Jeffries and Jack Johnson, the country's first black heavyweight champion, would be the last prize fight to take place in the United States. Now, gambling wasn't the only issue, however. The fights, said to Roosevelt, had included a very unfortunate display of race antagonism. On Independence Day of 1910, Johnson faced Jeffries, dubbed the Great White Hope, as he had been lured out of retirement, specifically, many hoped, to defeat Johnson. But during the fight, which was in Nevada, Johnson not only defeated Jeffries, but also appeared to have taunted him. Now, in Kansas City, fight fans had filled downtown Convention Hall, where they received a round-by-round description by a stage announcer reciting details received by telegram. Now, after Johnson won the fight, the crowd left without apparent incident, according to the Kansas City Star newspaper. Now, that wasn't the case across the country. 2 days after the fight, 10 people had died in race-related civil unrest, occurring in 6 different states. Mike Grimm in the building. What's up, Mike? Boxing in the States, Kansas today. Just going over a little history in the state and a few things that happened elsewhere. Talking about the race riots that resulted from the Jim Jeffries and Jack Johnson fight. And 2 days after the fight, 10 people had been killed in race-related civil unrest across 6 states in the United States. Bill S. Dixon, a founder of the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum and a Kansas City area sports historian, has not found evidence of widespread violence in Kansas City. But T. Roosevelt Butler, the son of the owner of the Kansas City Giants, a professional black baseball team, described to Dixon during a 1980s interview being accosted by a gang of white youth while he was delivering newspapers. This happened around that time of that fight. Violence broke out all over the country, Dixon said. I call that day the bloodiest response to a sporting event in the history of sporting events. The unrest contributed to the 1912 approval by Congress of legislation prohibiting the interstate transportation of boxing films, a law not rescinded until 1940. Now, Jack Johnson, meanwhile, continued what some consider his provocative behavior, courting and marrying 3 white women. In 1912, authorities accused Johnson of violating the Mann Act, which forbade the transport of women or girls across state lines for immoral purposes. Okay? After his 1913 conviction, Johnson fled the United States, taking fights wherever he could. In 1915, Jess Willard, the Kansas native known as the Potawatomi Giant, defeated Johnson in Havana, Cuba. Yet a lot of people say that fight was thrown, but Johnson denied it. Now, Johnson ultimately surrendered to authorities in 1920 and soon reported to Leavenworth Prison. But in 2018, President Donald Trump vacated Johnson's convictions. Okay, he erased them. Yeah, 2018. Yeah, took him off his record. But in 1920, Johnson reported to Leavenworth Prison. Then he began preparing his autobiography. Yep. Yeah, what's up, Mike? Well, good to see you today, bro. Now, everybody was writing Jack Johnson's life story except himself, said Dixon, who has studied the manuscript today held by the National Archives in Kansas City. Now, Johnson wanted to tell his own version. Johnson served about a year in Leavenworth before being released in 1921. Now, a separate manuscript with Dixon Long has been preparing details the story of Tommy Campbell, who found himself trapped in the corrupt boxing circles of the 1950s and later decided to testify about it. Okay? Campbell, who grew up in Kansas City, Kansas, and distinguished himself as an amateur in local Golden Gloves tournaments during the 1930s. He later turned professional, fighting as a highly ranked lightweight. In 1956, Campbell testified during a California investigation that he had been instructed to throw 3 fights while being managed by Los Angeles boxing promoter Babe McCoy, who scheduled fights at Olympic Auditorium in Los Angeles. One of those fights was a 1950 fight against Art Aragon, considered the original Golden Boy, who during his career was a favorite of Hollywood stars, like Marilyn Monroe and others. Okay. Yeah, Art Aragon was the original Golden Boy before Oscar. And he kind of resented Oscar giving Oscar that name, but once he saw how good Oscar was, he came around and he said he wished he had the money that the next Golden Boy had. Yeah, Art Aragon. Now, Campbell actually knocked now this was supposed to be a fixed fight, but Campbell actually knocked Aragon down in the fight, right? Now, he knew he was going to take a dive, but just fighting on instinct, he knocked Aragon through the ropes, Dixon said. But he knew the monsters were out there watching, so he helped Aragon back up. And soon after that, Campbell took his dive. Okay? Now, his 1956 testimony made national news, right? And soon, Dixon said, other fighters came forward with similar stories. That year, the California State Athletic Commission banned McCoy from the sport. Okay? Now let's stop right there momentarily. Okay? And take a break. Let's be quiet again. We're ready to mess with this technology. Let me see that button there. Not that. Take it away, Big Man.
It's time for another raffle brought to you by the JBT. Our first item is a new 10th generation iPad. with a liquid retina display which shows off beautiful color and has plenty of power for all your handheld computing needs. Great for work, play, or just movies on the go. How much is it to enter, you ask? Just $10. Or you can catch the deal with 3 entries for just $25. It's easy to enter. Just cash app your entries to $JBT Network 1. That's $JBT Network 1. Our second item is a set of Kenichi Bear Bluetooth noise canceling headphones. Great for gaming, movies, or travel. As the second prize in this great raffle. Our third item is a Ninja brand air fryer. Great for all your air frying needs. Cooking healthy with the JBT. So send your entries via Cash App to JBT Network 1. That's JBT Network 1. $10 each or 3 for $25. Put raffle on the comment line and you are entered.
Thank you, Big Dre. Okay, let's continue. Yeah, so Campbell took his dive. He accidentally knocked the guy down, but he knew the marksman was out there watching, so he helped him out and then took his dive. Now, Campbell's 1956 testimony made national news, and soon other fighters came forward with similar accounts, right? Now, Campbell later considered his story a cautionary tale. I thought about my own hopes and ambitions 10 years before and what had happened to them, he said in a 1957 interview. I was going to be rich. I was going to be a champion, and I ended up with nothing. So I went to Los Angeles and testified. Campbell once was ranked as high as the number 2 challenger for the world lightweight title, but he never got the chance to win it, never got his championship shot. Okay? And Campbell remains one of the winningest professional fighters in Kansas history. Yep, he sure is. In 1959, the teenager from Louisville named Cassius Clay, later Muhammad Ali, won his first national Golden Gloves title. But for this to occur, several specific events needed to occur over an approximately 25-year period, according to a scholarship published last year on the notable Kentucky African American database. Okay? Now, Muhammad Ali was both at the right time, said researcher Reginald Jones, okay? A special collections librarian, Jones unpacked the complicated patchwork of regulation governing the integration or lack thereof of amateur boxing in several Midwestern states before and after Ali's 1942 birth. Jones found Kansas City newspaper articles from 1936 during the city's first tournament affiliated with the National Golden Gloves, documenting that black boxers, while competing in qualifying fights held at the Paseo YMCA, were allowed to go on to the Metro-wide tournament in Kansas City's Municipal Auditorium. There, throughout the late 1930s, black athletes could win the right to compete at the national tournament. Now, that didn't happen in Kentucky, where during the 1930s, black and white boxers fought in segregated weight divisions. Further, while both white and black champions received trophies, only the white boxers then were allowed to represent Kentucky in Chicago. Yeah, but in Kansas at that time, they were allowing the black fighters to compete in the national tournament. Now, that didn't change until 1948, when it was announced that both white and black champions and runners-up from separate segregated tournaments would be allowed to compete for the national tournament. This was described in Kentucky newspapers as revolutionary. Ali was 6 years old at that time. Now, final peace fell into place in 1959 when the U.S. Supreme Court in Dorsey v. State Athletic Commission upheld a federal court decision in New Orleans that found a 1950 Louisiana law banning interracial athletic competitions unconstitutional. So in 1960, Ali won his second National Golden Gloves title. He won an Olympic gold medal that summer in Rome. Now, if Ali had been born earlier, he probably would have had to leave Kentucky to further his boxing career, okay? There were a lot of different factors that came together for Ali. But he was such a great boxer, he probably would have gone on to do well anyway. Okay. Yeah. Now in Kansas City, civil rights activists after World War II used the local Golden Gloves tournament to pressure city officials over segregated seating policy inside the municipal auditorium. The practice had been enforced, they said, despite the opposition of the Star. In 1951, city council members approved an ordinance repealing that policy at the auditorium. The city's airport terminal, restaurants, and the recently completed Starlight Theater. Now, while Jones' research found the Kansas City Golden Gloves to be largely integrated, she did find examples of local newspaper coverage that have aged poorly. A 1936 Kansas City Star article detailing the initial rounds of Golden Gloves qualifying fights scheduled at the Paseo YMCA noted that 8 young Joe Lewises will have been crowned, one in each weight division. Now, the reference was to the athlete who had become heavyweight champion in 1937, the first black heavyweight champion since Jack Johnson. It was an apparent example of how sports writers of the time sometimes felt free to note the ethnic diversity of boxing. A 9-paragraph Kansas City Times article from February 1946 touting an upcoming professional fight card managed to include references to a Negro club fighting expert, a lion-hearted Irish slugger, a Jewish clouter, a classy 122-pound Kansas City Mexican, and a flashy little Cincinnati Italian-American. The language in the Kansas City newspaper copy, Jones said, didn't approach the uses she sometimes encountered in several Southern newspapers doing her research. Some of the terms seemed designed to generate fear, she said. There were newspapers that gave the impression that black boxers were beginning to dominate the sport. Okay? Now, the same belief that supporters of amateur boxing expressed a century ago, that it teaches discipline and builds self-confidence, is still heard today. I enjoy the dramatic benefits on the sport that John Brown, longtime Kansas City area boxing coach and trainer. I was born with a severe cleft palate and facial deformities, Brown said. My speech was a lot less distinct, and since kids were making fun of me, I ended up having to fight all the time. Now, once I got into boxing, all that changed. Others tell similar stories. I got involved in boxing because of bullying that Cam F. Austin, a Kansas City area Golden Gloves champion and motivational speaker. People said you can do anything, and I never really believed that. But I was so desperate to get a prom date when I was 16, I decided I would commit everything I had into boxing. It taught me the definition of discipline and hard work. One of my quotes I use is, I didn't know what hard work was until I got punched in the face for not working hard enough. After learning that lesson, Awesome said, nothing else seems that difficult. Chris Walden, Kansas City Golden Gloves president, credits the same discipline and devotion for amateur boxing's enduring attraction across decades of Kansas City sports history. The local organization's most recent tournament in July drew between 1,500 and 2,000 fans during each of its 2 nights at Memorial Hall in Kansas City, Kansas. Now, while the popularity of the Golden Gloves has increased or decreased since 1936, it's remarkable how consistent its appeal has remained, Walton said. It has continued through wars and now even through COVID. Meanwhile, the legacy of Muhammad Ali, who died in 2016, remains complicated. Tony Chiaverini, a Kansas City boxer who fought professionally from 1975 through 1983, can vouch for Ali's unique charisma. In 1978, Chiaverini fought and won a fight on the same February 1978 card that included the heavyweight championship fight at the Las Vegas Hilton Hotel between Ali and Leon Spinks. Now, Spinks was in real good shape, and he beat Ali, Chiaverini said, but I'll tell you the difference between the two. After the fight, there were people all around the hotel walking around getting something to eat and drink, and both Spinks and Ali were there. Ali had bodyguards, but that didn't matter, Chiaverini said. There were people who wanted to go up and touch him, just to be able to say that they did. Now, Brown, who today operates the Turner Boxing Academy in Kansas City, Kansas, remembers encountering Ali twice, once at a Mike Tyson fight and the other time in 2000 when Ali came to Kansas City for his Bottle Hall appearance. He received a brief meeting with Ali, and Brown presented him with a jacket bearing the words, "Greatest of all time." Okay? He also watched Ali address the crowd. Ali was one of the greatest showmen who ever lived, and he brought so much charisma to boxing, Brown said. He created so much attention that even people who were not that connected to the sport followed him. Brown isn't sure, however, how relevant Ali is to today's young amateurs. When I talk about Ali in my gym today, if the boxers are 20 years old or above, they usually know who I am talking about. But a lot of the younger fighters don't know. I just tell them to go to YouTube and look at Ali's fights with Joe Frazier. You gotta do it right there. The boxing skills on display there speak for themselves. But it is Ali's other accomplishments that still impress awesome. Ali means so much to me because he stood for more than just boxing. That includes the self-discipline Ali exhibited in winning 3 heavyweight championships. Also, Ali's surpassing personal presence later in life seemed to supplant the controversy he had been associated with during the 1960s as he fought for civil rights and against the draft during the Vietnam War. Now, today, boxing fans who approach Awesome routinely mention Ali. These old people, white guys, 70 or 80 years old, who grew up with segregation, they still idolize Ali, Awesome said. Sometimes these visitors will describe their personal encounters with Ali. Everybody I have met who met Ali seems to have the same story. He made the person he connected with feel like the most important person in the world. Okay, here you have it. A little bit of talk about the history of boxing in Kansas. Now let's look at some boxers from Kansas. Okay, got like 6 or 7 of them. Boxers from Kansas. How is everybody today? Appreciate you for sticking with Gas Sports the Box Historian. Tomorrow we're going to end the week up with the profile as usual. It's the life and career of SOG Andre Ward. Okay, that's going to be tomorrow. And next week on the matchups with the legends, it's going to be Muhammad Ali versus the legends. Okay, Ali versus Jack Johnson, and both Jack from that period. Jack Johnson, Jack Dempsey, Joe Louis, you know. How would he do against Tyson Fury, Alexander Usyk, Anthony Joshua? Yeah, We're gonna look at it Tuesday. We got a good one next Wednesday too. That's the show out of the chat, brought to you by D Free this week. The most avoided fighters of all time. Okay, the most avoided fighters of all time. Of course, those murderous road fighters: Hagler, Demetrius Andrade, Winky Wright. Yeah, it's next Wednesday. Another big week of boxing history coming your way. But let's finish up the history of boxing Kansas with the boxers from Kansas now. Okay, Thomas Hill in the building. I was just wondering where you was at, Thomas Hill. What's up, T Hill? We are to the segment boxers from Kansas. Okay, we're gonna get a lot of link time today too. Okay, because it's just 3:15. Although I don't know how it's 3:15 because I've only been on here for 10 minutes. But it is 3:15. Boxers from Kansas. The first one is where's my cursor at? It is. First one is Soumya Anani. Okay, there's Soumya Anani. I guess I'm saying that right. Yeah, you know how I do. Let me let y'all see, pronounce it for yourself. Soumya, not a very hard name. Soumya, right? Soumya. Anani. Soumya Anani. Ain't that right, Melanie Queen? Soumya Anani. Melanie Queen used to let me know when I'm butchering them. But yeah, Soumya Anani. That's her on the screen. She's from Kansas. Now, Soumya Anani is a retired American professional female boxer, nicknamed the Island Girl. She was 5'6" tall and boxed as a junior welterweight. Okay, she is best known for a 1996 fight, which left her opponent severely injured, and may have served as an inspiration for the film $1 Million Baby. Y'all saw that one? Wasn't that one with Clint Eastwood, with the trainer? Yeah. They say she might have been an inspiration for that movie. Soumya Anani, $1 Million Baby. Now, outside the ring, she's a yoga instructor and holistic healer. Okay? She had a total of 29 fights during her professional career. Okay? With 25 wins, 3 losses, 1 draw, and 10 knockouts. Now, Anani was born in Minnesota, but she was raised in Kansas. Okay? And she took up boxing for self-defense, then started boxing professionally because she was short of cash. Okay? And she competed from 1996 to 2006. She had a 10-year career. Soumya Anani. That's right, ain't it? Soumya Anani. Yeah. The Boxtorian birthday is in 3 weeks. Trying to get an office prepared in home and support. Oh, okay. Thank you, Miss Cash. Yeah, my birthday is in 3 weeks. Yes, CAS 2878, all capital letters. Okay. All right, let's move on. Yeah, October 14th. That's also Anne McQueen's birthday too. I think it's about 30 years in between the two birth dates, the actual days. We was born, but we share the same birthday. Okay. Yeah, about 30 years. I got children almost old as Aunt. Okay. Next is who is next? Who was that again? Soumya Anani, right? Number 2 is Robert Bickel. Is Rob? What's up, Rob? Robert Bickel. Okay. Now, Robert Bickel was an American boxer from Horsington, Kansas. Okay. He competed in the men's lightweight competition He competed in the men's lightweight event at the 1952 Summer Olympics. At those Olympics, he won his first fight against Basil Henricus of Ceylon. Now, where is that country at Ceylon? Is that Greece somewhere? Before losing his next fight to Aureliano Bolognesi of Italy. Okay, I knew that wasn't right. Aureliano Bolognesi, okay, of Italy. Yeah, I'm up there too. Man, another birthday. Wow, I've made a lot of years. 47, no jack up. 65. Okay. I may be old, but I still look good. Okay. I may be old, but I still look good. Okay. Damn, sound like a birthday present just came in. Oh man. Yeah. Yeah, I was putting Aureliano's name in there for y'all. Bolognesi. There it is. Is that right? Aureliano Bolognesi? Let me check this cash app out very quick. Okay. So I can thank the person. And that was me, not the JBT Network. That was for Cash Sports. I already think I know who it's from. The usual suspects. Mike Mazik. Appreciate you, Mike Mazik. Mike Mazik just sent me an early birthday present. Appreciate you, Mike. 1000%. Okay, yeah. Aureliano Bolognesi. Yeah, that's who he lost his second fight to in there, Robert Bickel. Okay. Amateur boxer. Next is Nico Hernandez. This Nico on the left. Okay, Nico Hernandez on the left. Okay, I'll be 65 years young. All right, 35 more years, 35 more years, I'll be 100. Now, Nico Hernandez is an American boxer from Wichita, Kansas, right? He is an Olympic medalist and professional boxer, noted for usually fast and aggressive boxing. He competed at the 2016 Summer Olympics in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, where he won an Olympic bronze medal for the United States in the men's light flyweight division. Now, I don't know what that is in the amateur. I know it's 108 professionally. Amateur weight divisions are a little different. The 108 professional, light flyweight, right? And that was the United States' first Olympic men's boxing medal since 2008 Olympics in Beijing. Yep. United States went 8 years without a medal. No, that's not right. When did Andre Ward win his? That can't be right. No. Because Andre won his in, I think it was 2012, wasn't it? Or was it 2008? That could be right. Anybody know when Andre Ward won his medal? Andre is the subject of tomorrow's profile. I think it might have been 2008, so that could be right. The United States' first Olympic men's boxing medal since the 2008 Beijing Olympics. But I think Andre was in Beijing, right? I believe he was. Now, Hernandez began his professional boxing career in 2017. He has 11 total professional fights and has won all 11 of them, 4 by knockout. Now, his last fight was in June 2023 last year. Okay? And all 11 of his professional fights has been at flyweight, 112. He won his medal at light flyweight in the Olympics, which is 108 professionally, but I don't know what it is in the Olympics, but around that area. But he fought at flyweight, all 11 of his fights professionally at flyweight. I think he's still active, I'm not sure. Okay. Yeah, but he's not that old. I think he's still in his 20s. So yeah, I never heard of Nino Hernandez, but he's from Kansas. Okay, boxers from Kansas. Next is Samuel Stewart. Go back a ways with Samuel. There's Samuel. There's Samuel. Samuel Stewart. Samuel looked like he was a rough one. Okay. Now Samuel Stewart competed in the 1920 Summer Olympics. He was born in Kansas, but he died in San Francisco, California. In 1920, he was eliminated in the quarterfinals of the heavyweight class after losing his fight to eventual gold medalist Ronald Ralston. Okay, so he made it to the quarterfinals, and he lost to the eventual gold medalist, the guy that won that division in the tournament. So yeah, heavyweight, so not bad. Okay, for Samuel, yeah. Kansas didn't have too many fighters come out of there that I could find. This is probably the biggest name here, Jess Willard. Jess Willard, boxers from Kansas, Jess Willard. Okay. Now, Jess Willard was a world heavyweight boxing champion. He was billed as the Potawatomi Giant. He was the world heavyweight. He won the world heavyweight title in 1915 by knocking out Jack Johnson. Now, a lot of people said this fight was fixed. That was down in Cuba. But Jack always denied it. Right. Took it to his grave. He said that fight wasn't fixed. Now, Willard was 6'6.5" tall. He was known more for his size rather than his skill because Jack Dempsey put a beating on him. Jack Dempsey broke some ribs, knocked out 4 teeth, bruised his face up so bad they thought Jack had something in his blood. Yeah, Jack put something on him. After defeating Johnson, Willard held the title from 1915 to 1919. That loss to Johnson. Jack Dempsey in 1919 when he lost his title. Maybe we'll see Muhammad Ali against Jess Willard next Tuesday and Muhammad Ali against the legend. What Muhammad Ali did against this 6'6.5" giant. We might see next Tuesday. Okay. Now Willard competed in 34 professional fights during his career. He had 25 wins, 7 losses, 2 draws, and 20 knockouts. That's a win-to-knockout ratio of 80%. Not bad, Jess. 80%. One of those knockouts was Jack Johnson. Remember? Yeah. Yep. You got Jack out of there. Jess Willard, the Potawatomi Giant, 6'6.5". No more for his size than his skill. Okay, but he was world champion. And he beat the great legendary Jack Johnson. But appreciate you, Mike Mass. Always supporting the grind. If I had like 10 Mike Massics in here, I'd be rich. Man. Appreciate you, Mike. Okay, next is who is next? Who is next? Come on. Yeah. Oh yeah, but to my birthday, we won't in here, but I need an iPhone. Because the JBT want to get together, I need an iPhone. I need an iPhone. Okay, next is the Rube Fern. R-U-B-E Fern. Rube Fern. Oh, well, yeah, there's Rube right there. Oh, they got the same picture I got. I didn't get to jot Rube down, so I had to pull him up. They got the same picture I got. Wow. Isn't that something? Now, Rube was a American boxer of the early 20th century, nicknamed the Kansas Rube. He held the World Welterweight Championship in 1900 and 1901. He was formidable and scrappy, and Rube had a good punch. He was born in Scammon, Kansas. Scammon, Kansas. Okay. All right. Rube had a total of 74 fights in his professional career. He won 46. He lost 19. Okay. And he had 9 draws. All right. 33 fights won by way of knockout. Rube Ferns from Scammon, Kansas. Okay. Finally, to close it out, boxers from Kansas. There's Victor. One of the probably most known names in Kansas, because a lot of people don't know Jess Willard from way back in the 1900s. Jess Willard is part of the biggest, most famous boxer from Kansas, but the most well-known, the best would be Jess, but the most well-known probably Victor Ortiz. Remember, he headbutted Floyd. They're going to stand there and try to shake his hand, and Floyd clocked him and ended the fight. That was so stupid. The referee didn't say stop. Protect yourself at all times. Floyd did what he was supposed to do. That some people said it was dirty. That wasn't dirty. The fight going on, you're fighting to win. Somebody going to stand there with their hand outreached to you. Fight's still going on. I'm hitting them. And Floyd ended the fight. That was crazy. A blatant, purposely done headbutt. They're going to stand there and stick it. Oh, I'm sorry, Floyd. Grinning and shit. He got what he deserved. He got knocked out. You don't do that. Protect yourself at all times, Victor. Yeah, ended the fight. He didn't hurt him. Didn't just hurt him. The fight ended on that punch. That was so crazy. Yeah, Victor Ortiz. But there he is. He's from Kansas. Yeah. Victor's from Kansas. Victor's from Victor's from Garden City, Kansas. Garden City. Victor Ortiz. Yep. Let's talk about him right quick. Then we're gonna put this link in because it's 3:30. Okay. Now Victor, he was a boxer and a film actor. Okay. He had the WBC welterweight title in 2011. And it was formerly rated as one of the world's top 3 active welterweights by most sporting news and boxing websites, including the Ring Magazine, BoxRec, and ESPN. Okay. Now his crowd-pleasing and aggressive style also made him the 2008 ESPN Prospect of the Year. And he had this big fight with He had a big one with Andre Berto. Remember that one? Yeah. Now, Victor had a total of 43 fights in his professional career. He won 33. He lost 7, right? Had 3 draws. Yep, that's 43. And he had 25 by way of knockout. That's probably what, like up in the 70s. Let me do that real quick, then I'm gonna put the link in. Okay, 25 knockouts from 33 wins. That's 75%. See, some people do knockout rate by the total amount of fights into the knockouts, but that's not correct. The correct way is divide the total number of wins into the knockouts, okay? Because it's not win to knockout ratio. It's not total fights to knockout ratio. It's wins. So you divide the total number of wins. He had 25 knockouts. I put 250 at the 0, divided by the 33 total wins. That's how you do it. 75%. I was supposed to say 76. 75.7, right? We'll put the link in. How's everybody? I appreciate everybody rocking with me today. You know, we're getting up deep into this week of boxing history now. And we're going to close out tomorrow with the profile, the life and career of SOG Andre Ward. Okay. Yeah, we're going to talk about on. And yeah, everybody seems to like that match us with the legends. It's Muhammad Ali next week. We got Tank coming up too. Like I said, I'm gonna try to be unbiased on that one. Try not to have Tank undefeated. But if you do it be undefeated, then I'm gonna try my best not to be biased. Like I said yesterday, I have Tank versus King Kong. Tank versus Tank by knockout. So yeah, I'm gonna do my best though. We got him coming up. Because a young man came up one day on the link on the chat panel and he asked me about it. He was some kind of relation to Calvin Ford. Right? He came up on the panel and he said, "How do you think Tank?" He was thinking about Tank and Roberto Duran, but he told me, "Don't tell him right now because he want to wait until the show, so I don't want to make him wait too long." We're gonna do that soon. We got Muhammad Ali next week, and then Tank might be the 2 weeks after that because we're gonna do Canelo. Muhammad Ali, Canelo, then Tank. Okay, so Tank in 2 weeks. And I'm gonna try my best not to be biased. Out here, Tank beating everybody. Tank versus Tyson Fury. Tank by knockout. Tank versus AJ. Tank by knockout. So I'm gonna do my best not to be biased. But Tank gets any of those lightweights, knockout. Nowadays. TVO Lopez. And I changed Teofimo's name. It's not Teofimo Lopez no more. It's TVO Lopez, because it's BVO, that's BVO's boy. So let's call him TVO Lopez. Not T.O., TVO. Okay? Next time I see BVO, I'm going to let him know that. That's Teofimo's name now, TVO. Okay, y'all? It's not T.O., it's TVO. You in here being about BVO? I mean, TVO Lopez. Tank was sleeping. Yeah. T.O. been saying some bad stuff. Just Do said on there T.O. was called Tank and Bud monkeys. That ain't cool, man. That ain't cool, T.O. What's up with that, man? Damn. You don't call no black person no monkey, man. No. That ain't cool. That's ass whipping territory there. I ain't talking about no boxing ring. I'm talking that's street ass whipping territory. You call a black person a monkey. That's street ass whipping territory. Forget the boxing ring. Shit. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, that's a serious. That's like a baseball bat type beat down there. Yeah, I did not know that. I heard it on Just Deuce this morning. That ain't cool, T.O. TVO. That ain't cool, TVO. Chill on that, man. Chill on that. TVO. You can't call no black person no monkey, man. Another black person do that. That's ass whipping territory. So no, man. Wow. But I'm getting the link in. Hope everybody enjoyed the show today. It's bad, ain't it, y'all? Oh, them brothers are monkey. Wow. Hope you don't run into Bud after this, because Bud would get ready to mess him up the last time he seen him. Hope they have time to age before you see Bud again. Just like, what's up, Just Do Boxing in the building? Just like the guy, got his name. He called, I think it was Emma Griffith, a faggot in their last press conference before the fight. Emma Griffith killed him in the ring, man. Now during that fight where they had him on the rope, if he hadn't called him the name, he might have lightened up on him. But they had him on the ropes, beating on him, and that was in his mind when they called him, and he killed him in the ring, man. Yeah. Yep. So you got to watch what you say, man. That's when you in a violent sport like boxing. You got to watch what you say. But salute to Just Do Boxing in the building. What's up, Just Do? You heard it on Just Do this morning. T.O. called it. Them brothers a monkey. That's crazy. TVO. Chill out, TVO. Chill out on that, man. That's not cool, bro. Okay, finishing up the link. I think I'm finished. Let me make sure it's right. T Hill talking about bad link or something. I think T Hill enjoys saying that bad link, Cass. Don't you, T Hill? You enjoy saying that. Okay, there we go. I can hear myself on Miss Cass' phone out there. There it is. Okay, but yeah, everybody ready for the weekend? Get ready because it's here. You know, boy. And we got 5 cards, man. 3 tomorrow. The big one is AJ versus Triple D Saturday. You know? Yeah. Just do boxing coming up at 4 p.m., by the way. Yeah. Like 20 minutes. We'll be there. Yeah. And we coming up on some good stuff, man. October 12th, we got Bivol and Beterbiev, the big light heavyweight showdown. Haven't been canceled yet. Beterbiev ain't hurt or nothing, is he? Okay. And that's the day of the JBT drawing for the raffle. Okay. This one here I'm talking about. This raffle. You be quiet. This raffle. Turn it on, Cass. Told you me and technology.
It's time for another raffle brought to you by the JBT. Our first item is a new 10th generation iPad with a liquid retina display which shows off beautiful color and has plenty of power for all your handheld computing needs. Great for work, play, or just movies on the go. How much is it to enter, you ask? Just $10. Or you can catch the deal with 3 entries for just $25. It's easy to enter. Just cash app your entries to $JBT Network 1. That's $JBT Network 1. Our second item is a set of Kenichi Bear Bluetooth noise canceling headphones. Great for gaming, movies, or travel. As the second prize in this great raffle, our third item is a Ninja brand air fryer. Great for all your air frying needs. Cooking healthy with the JBT. So send your entries via Cash App to JBT Network 1. That's JBT Network 1. $10 each or 3 for $25. Put raffle on the comment line and you are entered.
You're entered. Right, you're entered. Okay. One person can win all 3 prizes. You know? I mean, I thought they was gonna stop when they said the Apple 10th generation iPad, the Kenichi Bear headphones, and then a air fryer, and it's gonna be done October 12th, the day of the Bivol and Beterbiev fight. All the JBT shows are going to do a joint show together. We all gonna be there, and the drawing will be done during that show. And it's not going to be the old-fashioned way, like put all the names in a hat and draw them out. They got some kind of technology thing they're going to do. You know, I don't know nothing about that. But they got some kind of way they're going to do it. I'm glad I ain't got to cut all them names up and put them in a hat. So, yeah. But October 12th, right? So tune in. I don't know which platform we're going to be on. But, you know, tune in to the show that day and you'll see the drawing. Going to be 3 winners. Well, it might be 1 winner. You know, 1 winner might win all 3 of them. But 3 prizes will go. You know, just like we had the first raffle, the 55-inch color TV. D1 won that. Yeah, he's up there watching it. Mm-hmm. He sent us a picture after he won it. Yeah, he got it that same week. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because we just ordered it, and you know where he lives at, they just a store near him. Send it on to him. And yeah, when he sent the picture, I was like, he got it already. So yeah, you won't have to wait long for your prizes. When this raffle is over with, you will get them immediate. I promise you. Okay. Now, can I wouldn't mind using those headphones for like a week or two. If the winner don't mind, then I'll ship them on to you. Nah, you'll get them right away. I'm gonna buy me a pair. Yeah, I'm gonna buy me a pair. Or maybe Miss Cassie get me a pair of them Kaniki Bears for my birthday. That's right. Yeah. That's right. Yes. Because these headphones I got now is very low. We got Just Do Boxing coming up in 15 minutes. And it's still early, though, in the JBT day, because we got Just Do Boxing at 4, BVO Boxing TV at 8. Be over there with D Free, some of the other guys with them. They do a great job over there, Monday through Thursday, 8 p.m. Then the Mighty Rise podcast at 9. Shut it down. But you know what tomorrow is? Friday, man. Friday is crazy in the JBT. We got BVO Boxing TV at 6:30, featuring Crush the Legend. Okay, 6:30 a.m. every day. Tomorrow is Friday, starting out that big day. J Hardcore in the hang. We'll be hanging out in the hangout 8 a.m. every morning. Right. Then on Fridays at 10 a.m., it's the Casual. Remo and Aunt McQueen. I'm putting it down. They talk all sports, man. You know, all sports. Yeah, they be throwing down in there, the Casual. And then at 2 p.m., it's that guy Cass Sport. You know, his birthday coming up in October 14th. Write that down, though. Cass Sports at 2 p.m. The Box Story, bringing you all that boxing history. Then at 4 p.m. tomorrow, it's going to be The Voice, just like in about 15 minutes. Yeah. But Friday, you talk about Friday, I'm going to be The Voice, bringing you that balanced, unbiased boxing talk. Everything going on today. That's where I heard this morning Teofimo called them brothers a monkey. On The Voice this morning. He did a special show this morning, yeah. Where I heard that at. Mm-hmm. And then after The Voice, we got the Friday night hangout, okay? BVO is Monday through Thursday. Then on Fridays, J Hardcore spins the block on Fridays and back in the hangout at 8 for the Friday night hangout. Buckle your seatbelts and BYOW. Bring your own whatever in there, okay? And then 9 o'clock, the Mighty Rise podcast. You know how they throw down over there. And then on Fridays, we got 10 p.m. Very special show. The Angry White Men. D1 and William Old School rant, right? They will be angry. I hope Old School got his electric back on, man, because he's going to be super angry. He was in the hurricane. I'm not laughing about the hurricane. I'm laughing about how angry he's going to be. If them people ain't got him back right down there, man. But he's going to be angry anyway, even if they did get him back on, right? Him and D1, Angry White Men, tomorrow at 10 p.m. And that's how we do it on Friday. Wednesdays is a fire day, too. Same lineup what we just add. In place of the casuals, we got 10 a.m. Let's talk fashion. Is it fashion or is it clashing? Put it in the chat. That's a fire segment, man. You know, if I'm busy and can't see the rest of the show, I always make sure I'm checking to see when that Let's Talk, is it fashion or is it clashing part starts. I don't miss that, man. Yeah. Because some of them people be clashing. And Remo is the fashion guy, but sometimes, man, he's called fashion. Like, damn, that's fashion? Wow. I'm always fashion. White t-shirt, blue jeans, pair of sneakers. Can't go wrong with the white tee, right? Can't go wrong with that. I got about 100 of white t-shirts. Yeah, so I'm always fashion. Okay, never clashing. You can't clash with a white t-shirt, a pair of blue jeans on, can you? And a hat, a black hat. Black Orioles or Ravens hat. Yeah, the Ravens 2-0, man. Yeah, y'all check out D Free on them Sundays too, during them games, man. That is a fire show to be on during the games. I was in there Sunday, man, but then after the Ravens lost, I just stopped. I ain't want to hear nothing else about football no more. I ain't watched no more games or nothing. But D Free, I meant D3 on Fridays. Did I say D1? I meant D3 on Sundays. A good football show to watch. Sundays during the games, man. Yeah, D3. You know, it's a great show, man. And I was in there Sunday for a long time, but after the Ravens lost, man, I ain't want to hear nothing about no football. They 0-2. They let the Raiders hang around, and got beat, man. Wow. And see, you know, they don't play the veterans during the preseason anymore. It takes 2 or 3 weeks for the veterans to get acclimated and start playing up to their top level. In the old days, they would play a quarter or two during those preseason games, and they would start the season out at top level, ready to go. But it takes 2 or 3 games for the veterans to get ready to go nowadays, man. It really does. And the Ravens, you know, they ain't clicking yet, man. You know, so maybe next week will be their 3rd week, but you know, they scared of injuries and stuff now, you know. I remember our running back, we don't have many more. Dobbins, he got hurt in a preseason game, and he wasn't the same since. He came back, he had ligaments. He got hurt the next season, then he got hurt the next season. So that's, you know, a lot of teams look at that and say, no, I'm not playing my veterans. But it messes you up over the first couple of weeks of the season, too, because you can see some of the veterans just ain't right yet, man. You know, takes a couple of weeks. Because you can practice all you want, but in an actual game going up against another team, you know, hitting at top levels, top speed and everything, you know. You can't practice that. You can't simulate that in practice, no. Actual game, just like boxing. You can't simulate an actual fight in sparring. Plus, you're working on stuff. And the guy you sparring against is helping you work on stuff. When you get down to them lights, that guy you fighting ain't helping you work on shit. You know, so yeah, you can't simulate. That's like football, you know. So hopefully we'll be 3 weeks in Sunday, so maybe the Ravens, I don't know. One more loss, and I'm a Redskins fan if they lose this Sunday. You know, I'm a Redskins fan. I am a Redskins fan, but I'm focused totally on the Redskins if the Ravens lose this week, man. Yes, man, it's only 2 weeks and they can get back in it. But we'll see. But I appreciate everybody rocking with me today. Hit the like button. If you ain't subscribed, subscribe. We pulling up on 1,000. I had 2 new people the other day. Neither one of them subscribed. And they were in here making good comments. I just knew I had 2 subscribers. What's up with that, man? And if you don't like the show, hit the down thumb. Hit one of them. It all matters. Hit one of them. Hit the down one, okay? That's all. I ain't gonna be mad and block you or nothing. I wouldn't know who hit it. Okay? But yeah, I really appreciate everybody, man. We're growing. Rome wasn't built in a day, right? But we're gonna build it together. You know what I mean? I was working up toward a phone line using the Cash App and the money I'm getting in my super chats, but they took my damn monetization from me, man. Took my monetization. And Miss Cass only rationed me out a little bit of money, so you know. I had to use the super chat and Cash App money to get this phone line up. Miss Cash is tight. But it's nice having my boxing wife though, man. Yeah. I be sitting at this desk all the time, man. Googling and reading and she puts up with it. But I told y'all, man, I get up some morning, she out there watching old fights. A boxing wife, and she can cook too. Oh man. I'm in good shape over here at Cass Sports. Yeah. What's up, Aunt McQueen? In the building. Salute. Salute Aunt McQueen from Casuals Corner. And the Casuals on Friday. That Casuals Corner is fire, man. Aunt McQueen breaks them down. Because remember, you have not watched a fight until you watch one after watching the Casuals Corner. I had 40 years watching boxing. And once I watched the Casuals Corner, I started seeing stuff I had never noticed before, man. And why are they doing it? Stuff they doing in that ring, man. So check that Casuals Corner out, man. I tell you. I promise you. I don't know why it don't be like 400 people in there every time Aunt do a show, man. Everybody on YouTube should be tuned into that. But it will be eventually. Rome wasn't built in a day. But we're gonna build this JBT thing. Upward mobility. And as long as you're going up, you can take one little half a step, but as long as it's upward, it's all that matters. So there's Ant right there. Still got a couple of minutes. What's up, Ant? You in? What's
Getting on here while you got a few minutes.
Yeah, what's going on, man?
Looking at Usyk and Dubois.
Oh, okay. Usyk, yeah. What you think about Saturday? Usyk and Dubois and Joshua. What you got on that one so far?
So far, I got Joshua winning.
Yeah, me too. Decision? Think you'll get him out of there? No. Go the distance.
I think he might get him up out of there because Joshua's a big puncher. He's looking real sharp right now.
Yes, he is.
And he's doing some good things with purpose.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Looking forward to it though. We got like 5 cards. Jaime is back in there too. I think it's tomorrow. Jaime McGill, right?
That's nice.
There's BBO Boxing TV. His favorite fighter is
Jaime working, man. He's looking good.
Mm-hmm.
He's looking good. I like what I seen from him.
Yeah. I like what I've seen in the Canelo fight. He wasn't bad. Yeah, it was Canelo, but yeah.
No, he wasn't bad there. Freddie Roach has been doing a good job with him.
Yeah. Yeah. And they got a top ranked card. Some of their young Richard Torres, I like that young guy, the heavyweight. Yeah. And Emiliano Vargas is on the card. Yeah. A couple of top ranked good youngsters. And there's T Hill coming up at like 3 minutes to 4. What's up, T Hill?
Well, I won't be talking. I'm gonna let you two govern this remaining portion of the thing. I just came to say shout out to my main man, Cash Sports, the box store, and my good brother Ant McQueen, the loquacious and ubiquitous one, also of casual fame, whether it be corners or shows.
Yeah. What was the casual corners about today? You must have went over. I came in like 2:35. You was gone. Did you do one today?
No, sir. No, sir.
Oh, okay. That's why I didn't find it. Yeah.
I was tuned. I was halfway
for the cat.
I was halfway tuned into the Tiafimo monkey conversation over Just Do.
Yeah. That was crazy.
Then I was clipping something up on CapCut.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Rewatching Shakur Stevenson, Edwin De Los Santos.
Yeah. Okay.
And trying to be an investigator, figure out how he limited this guy to only 40 punches landed.
In the Shakur fight?
Yep. Because I noticed something in Anthony Joshua's last 2 fights.
Mm-hmm.
I got this private link. I'll send it to you so you could take a look at it. I don't have it up there because I didn't want to get hit for no community guideline violation, copyright, and all that stuff. So I don't have the video public. I got it uploaded on YouTube, but I got it set to private. So you got to have a link to see it.
Okay, send it to me. Yeah, I'll check it out. Yeah.
So that's why right now I'm rewatching the Dubois fight. That the one he had with Usyk.
Yeah, that one.
Because I want to see what his command looks like.
Right.
Of the center ring. And just like how susceptible he is to something that I'm noticing that Anthony Joshua, he's been doing as of late. And I know that Usyk does a whole lot of it.
Right. Okay. Man, was that what the show was going to be on today?
I was gonna talk about positioning and foot feints and how they open up a whole lot of opportunities, both offensive and defensive.
Yeah. I like that old fight you had yesterday, man.
That Hard Rock Green, right? And John McGavie. That's a dynamite fight right there.
Yeah. The Beast was in big trouble early, but he came back and That's why, you know,
That's the CTE special.
Had it been
It
now,
should have been-
the referee probably would have stopped it, you know? Back
Yeah, that
then.
would have been stopped around the 4th round.
Yep. But he didn't, and he came back and won it. You know?
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, I also came up here for this specific purpose as well.
Yes, sir.
In three short weeks, my man, the boxtorian Cash Sports, aka C. Sewell, he will be having a birthday extravaganza, man. He has a cash app that is $ capital C, capital A, capital S, 2878.
Right.
What we are trying to do is get some donations, if we will, some love offerings, if we shall, for my man, so he can enhance the office space that he has for his production right here for the Boxtorians
Okay, appreciate it.
broadcast. So we want to make sure that in doing so, we hit this brother with this good love offering, so that we can get that space accommodated. We can upgrade it so that the production value will be something that will rival those of the others who have flocks of people coming, because we want to make sure he grows and grows and grows. So be sure to hit that Cash App, support that brother. We got 3 weeks. In 3 weeks, we can make something great happen. So let's do that.
Yeah, that's right after the
Let's move with purpose.
Joshua and I'm not Joshua, Bilal and Better BF fight. That's
Yeah,
coming
for
up
sure.
in about 3 weeks, right? Right up on it, man. We are at season. Yeah. What else y'all got? We got to get ready for The Voice again. The Voice is going to be doing his second show of the day. Yeah.
Yeah, I missed the first show. I was busy today. I had to make runs.
It was a good one. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure everything was on the JBT. That's my CTV. JBT is my CTV. But I will stop talking and I'll let Ant talk.
Yeah. Still here, Ant?
Yes, sir.
What you got coming up tomorrow before we go on? Casual. Well, you got the casuals tomorrow morning. I guess we won't get a
No, we didn't do a new episode this week. We didn't do a new one.
Oh, so we probably get a casuals corner then at 12. Maybe.
Quite possibly.
Okay. Well, that'll be good. T. Hill. Before
Well,
we get
I am but a fourth of the show. So I'm always I said I'm but 1/4 of the show. I'm always down to do a show with the Casuals Corner, man. You know, we learn so much in there, man. We see so many good things that go unnoticed upon first watch, or you know, to most people's eyes. So you know, I'm always down to look out there. We learn something new every day, and we get to see.
I definitely learn a lot every time I'm in there, man. You know.
But what I do know is that, you know, certain people do watch films, and their film work and their just attention to detail, and maybe this love of the sport going back to the way back days allows them to have their fighters prepared better, or as a fighter be prepared better for things that happen in the ring. And that's something that I think people need to really, really take into consideration, man, especially those who are watching the fights, man. Make sure you just check out the videos. But that's all I got.
Okay. All right, T-Hill and Ant, we're going to get ready to get up out of here. Appreciate y'all as always, man.
Hey, appreciate you.
All right, Ant. Okay. We're going to put another one in the history books. Appreciate everybody for stopping through today. Let me see. My little rundown. BVO Boxing TV, Ant McQueen, Just Do Boxing, Thomas Hill, Mike Grimm, BN Boxing News, Bruce Gass, Boxing Jazz and more, D Free, Ray Patterson, Melanin Queen 27, Mike Mazik, and Miss Cass. We'll be back tomorrow. We're gonna close out this week with a profile as usual. Tomorrow is SOG, the life and career of Andre Ward. And we will be here tomorrow because, you know, if it's Monday through Friday at 2 p.m., it's the Boxtorian, bringing you all that boxing history. Just Do Boxing straight ahead. This is Cash Sports. Appreciate Aunt McQueen and Thomas Hill for coming up on the panel, helping me close the show out today. And I will see y'all tomorrow at 2. One in a few minutes at Just Do. Well, that rhymed, didn't it? Everybody have a great day. Al Booger, salute, bro. I didn't mean to miss you. Didn't see you come in. Salute, Al Booger. Everybody have a great day.